Hello, hello. Good evening. I'm Chris. This is Gross Models, and this is now for something a little bit different. I've not tried this before, so we'll see how it works, or indeed if it works. I'm going to be doing some live editing. Now, I've been building another one of these, the CircuitMess Rover that I already did a video of. I've been rebuilding the replacement that they sent me because this one didn't work quite right. I've already got the original control panel there as well. So I decided to make it again because I've got another one. Why not? But I already did a live stream of it, so I thought I'd do this one as a proper video. But it's been a while since I've done a proper video. So this is my attempt to trick myself into actually buckling down and doing it. While Katie's away for a couple of weeks, there wasn't going to be a Sunday stream, so I thought, why not? I'll try editing it today live. So what I will do will be show you my desktop there. I will get Davinci Resolve open, and we'll see if I can remember how to use it, what to do with it, and exactly what I'm going to be doing. I shall live in this little corner down the bottom here, which hopefully is not in the way of anything important that you might want to see. But most of the time I'll be sort of not looking at the camera, but looking at the screen just below the camera, but probably the same sort of view you'd normally get if I was playing a game, something like that, because it's going to be on the same monitor. So I have already set up a what they call a project for this. So welcome to Davinci Resolve 21. It's changed since the last time I used it. There's an extra button down here. I see there is the photo mode, which I'm not entirely certain. I think it's obviously for photos, create photo albums or things on it, but I really don't know. Live editing, what can possibly go wrong, says Mark. Well, at least nothing permanent. That's the important thing. Gemma is watching, as is Mark. The only two people in there at the moment, but you know, audio and video are good, says Gemma. Thank you very much. Well, it's just a grab of the screen. So let me start by having a run through Davinci just to give you an idea as to what's what. There are 7 modes to Davinci. The first one is the media pool, where you basically put things, put the things that you're going to be working on. The second one is the photo one, which I know nothing about. The third one is the main one. This is the workhorse of the thing. It's the edit page, the timeline, and the video that we're going to be doing things on. The fourth one is the strange one. This is Fusion. It's how do I put it? It's very strange. It works on these things called nodes, which you can do things to and add new nodes that do different things. You can add all sorts of things to the videos to make them do things. I know very little about this. I've used it a little bit. I don't think I'll be using it today. Certainly not, no plan. I've heard of that program. It's a very steep learning curve, says the Bobbins. Yes, happy day to you, Bobbins. Welcome. Next up is the color page, which again I generally don't play around with, but I might have a little delve into, you know, tonight to have a play with it. Basically, it's for color grading, they call it, to make everything look natural and correct. Next is the Fairlight, which is the sound page, all sound mixers and things like that. Again, not one that I play around with. And the last one is the what they call it now? They call it Deliver, which is exporting your final video. You can export it as different things for depending on where you want to put it. But most things are done in the edit page. Even the video, the importing videos and things you can do on this. So I have started the Rover. I haven't finished it. I've got so far and made a big mistake and have to correct it. I was going to correct it today, but I couldn't. I'm hoping to correct it during the week and continue the build during the week. So hopefully today we can get a good start on the video editing, and next week I should return and hopefully finish it. That's my plan at the moment. My plan was to have it finished by now already, but we know how plans work. So yeah, Right. So, yes, this is the timeline. This is my normal timeline for all of my videos. Basically, at the moment, all we have is the Gross Models logo at the top there, spinning round throughout the entire timeline. All that is a video, which is this video here, that is just a video of that rotating round. At the front and the back, you can see blocks of things. I shall zoom into the first block of things, and you can see exactly what's spot in there. There we go. Look, what I have here is the green stuff below the line there is the audio track or audio tracks. The top ones are video tracks. You can tell the difference because one's got sound and one's got pictures. Tonight's program is Learn Along with Chris, episode 1 editing. Yes, pretty much. Stefan's in. Good evening. Welcome. That's pretty much everybody that regularly comes along and watches, so I'm not expecting anybody else now. Right, the way the timeline works is this is 0. I know it says 1. For some reason, it starts at 1 hour. I've got no idea why, but it always has. I can change it, but I've just left it. And this is counting up in seconds. That's 2 seconds to that little line there, and then 4 seconds. That's obviously 5 in the middle there, and fractions thereof. Each frame has its own little section. I can zoom in even further to get individual frames. As you can see, things happening on each frame. This is just a transition that I've got. I've got 50 different opening things. Let me show you in the intros. Look, they're all there. All of these are individual Gross Models things that I got from Fiverr or something like that. Now, these do have sound, which you can hear playing roughly through there. Some are a bit rubbish, others are cool. You may notice some of them have been used in videos in the past. So this one I have gone to this one to begin with. So if I click this one, it puts the whole timeline online. That's not what I want to do. We want to go back to this. I'll show you what I've got, what I've done to begin with. I have part of Kay's theme, which is my theme tune, on the bottom there, and this intro playing. So if I click play, you have my standard intro, then goes to saying presents, and then media offline. Now media offline is, and then it goes to my spinning logo comes in. Media offline is because this is copied from a partwork video, and I haven't got the picture to go in there at the moment. I will have. I might well develop that today. Normally I make a picture up and then drop it in as either the thumbnail or that sort of thing. So that's the intro. And then we've got however long this needs to be. I can add extra chunks to it to make it longer if need be, or indeed trim it down if I need it to be shorter. I'll just make it shorter. At the end, I have again my standard ending, which again comes in with music. Thanks for watching, which comes in and then fades away. And then I redid this. This was, I for some reason had lost that. But I've got my big rotating thing with my thank you for watching sort of stuff. Just glitch. No. Say my thanks and copyright information, stuff like that in there. Just as I have at the end of each and every one of my videos. It has changed things. It's just a long title. I thought it used to be some sort of title track, but it's how I want it. I've amended it, put the correct year in, and that is the end of the video. This ziggy line down here says end. So that's it. That's what I'm working with. So in the main thing, I'm actually going to create a new bin, which is going to be bench footage. And I'm going to create another one in there of I'm going to call it phone, but some of it is from my glasses as well. Because I wanted to make this a proper video, I have a collection of my video recordings here, which I'm going to basically grab the phone one. If I don't click on that, phone, go to phone, I'll grab phone and drop it in there. And that is that. That puts all of the contents of that folder into there. I'm going to go to bench and again, grab and copy all of that into there. So that will load up all of these video files, which are me doing things. Each one of these is anything from a few seconds to minutes long. And they'll be in the correct order because this is the order in which I filmed them. But we'll see exactly what's what. So what I need to do, if I go to the main screen, and basically if I drag one down, put it in there at the beginning, we'll be able to see exactly what we've got. If I play it, you'll be able to see and hear me. Hello, I'm Chris. This is Gross Models. Welcome to my video recording of shit. Yeah, that was a bit rubbish. That was a rubbish take, so I don't want that one. So I'm going to get rid of that one. And indeed, I'll get rid of that because I don't need that in that anyway. I have a better version of that, which I shall just drop down there. I need to trim the beginning a little bit. Hello, I'm Chris. This is Gross Models. Welcome to building the CircuitMess and Geek Club Ultimate Mars Rover. It's Space Rover Ultimate, as it says on the box there. This is an interesting AI developed and partially solar powered little robot thing. I shall show you the box and what's in the box in just a moment when we go down to the bench. So there we have that. So then I've got the bench shot looking at that. So what I'll do, drop that down there as well. I'll zoom in a bit. I need to trim the first part of that because obviously I was reaching away from that and hello. And that's where I start saying hello. So we'll go back a few frames from that. Come back to about there. I can cut it, but I can just trim that in is the easiest way. And what I like to do is to bring a few seconds of fade in there as well. Hello, I'm Chris. This is Gross Models. Welcome to building the CircuitMess and Geek Club Ultimate Mars Rover. So there we go. The first shot in place, lined up down there. Let's move that in a bit further. That's okay. That can go there. That fades away. So we've got the picture. Will fade down and it will fade in. Hello, I'm Chris. This is Gross Models. So far, so good. Right. Then we've got the second bit, which is going to come in there. I need to trim the end of this one down to the bench. Yeah, that's my go down to the bench. Right, here we go. My bottom. Right, so they're actually both pretty good, so I'm quite happy with that. But what I want to do to make this video a little bit more interesting, I don't normally do transitions. What I would normally do would be to cross dissolve. So if I cross dissolve that on that, what that does is down to the bench. Fades between the two, as you can tell there. It cuts a bit off each and so fades between the two of them. So you've got me on one, then both of us dissolve and crossfade the audio. The audio is not such a big deal because that's not such a thing. But I don't want to do that on this one. I want to actually add a transition. So I can do that by going up here to effects and transitions. This is all different to how it used to be. So what have we got here? This is not how it was at all. This is all different. Video transitions. There we go. That's what I need. So all of these are different ways of transitioning between the two scenes. Oh, that's nice that it actually gives me test. So all of these can just be slipped in. So if I want that one there, I'll just put that across the two of them. I think. Has that done it? It hasn't. How do I work these in? How do I add these in now? Because it's changed. I grab it. And it just says drop. So I can drop that there. I think that's done it. Though it might not. Yeah. Let's wait and see. Down to the bench. It hasn't. Right. I don't understand how this is working then, because it's sort of not putting it anywhere else, is it? Try and get that barn door. I need to add clips to it. This is different to how it used to be. Maybe I need to have both of them selected. Let's try selecting 2 clips and then dropping that between them. No, that doesn't work either. That gives me the split screen, showing me what happens on one and then the other. It's not what I want. Right, I don't know how to do this now, because this is different to how it used to be. That's what I want. Why can I not just use that? Edit points and clips. Transitions. Oh, right. Okay, that's what I need to do. So if I trim the clips there we go. Just a moment when we go down to the bench. Right, here we go. Right, so yeah, that is what I want, but not that transition. I think as this is going, stream bitrate is down apparently, but there we go. Very different from the days when you used to use a clapboard. You still can. The reason for a clapboard is to sync up different cameras or different takes. So it's still necessary, although now you can do it with more audio things. Let me just try. Does it know if I want that there? If I want that there, is it just going to put that in? No, it's not. So I do have to add them selected and then add it in and set it to trim. Okay, let's delete that because I don't want that. Now, what I want, if I'm going down to the bench, I think I'll use one that wipes down. Like that. What else have we got? We've got a hell of a lot of different options from folds and things like that. Slider up. I think slide up is what I want. Let's try that. Just a moment when we go down to the bench. Yeah, that will do. That looks nice. I like that. Yeah, that's cool. I like that transition. So that will, when we go down to the bench. Right, going down to the bench, so that'll be that. Now, I'm not going to do that on Aussie in all of the clips because it's going to just get very boring to constantly do that. But what I will do will be to have that there. Now, somewhere, there we go. I can move the timeline from side to side to get to the end of that. Oh, it's put me slide up down the bottom on the end there, so I want to get rid of that. So how's the end of that clip looking? And we'll go from there. I can't remember what I said. We'll go through that at the end when everything's up and working. Let me show you what we're building and how we're building it, and we'll go from there. Right, okay. So that's okay. I'm happy with that. So let's go back to the media pool. My next video is me going through the stuff. Right, going from the bottom of the box, we don't have a... That's okay, I know. I'll trim down that a bit. And then I will add a cross dissolve to that. So that will fade from one to the other from there. Going from the bottom of the box, we don't have a paper instruction book. Does that sound about right? And I'm playing it backwards. Building and how we're building it, and we'll go from there. Going from the bottom of the box, we don't have a paper. Yeah, that was a little bit too abrupt. I think I trimmed off a bit too much because it's going to trim down some of that anyway. I got, yeah, let's put that like that, and then let's 12 frames is about right. It's half a second, give or take. Go from there. Right, going from the bottom of the box, we don't have a paper instruction book. I know there used to be one, but I think there... So that's going to tell me all about that. I can scan through all of that because I know that I was just talking about stuff. Don't need to keep talking about stuff like that. So I can get to the end of that clip. This is the other drone piece which we will be building as well. And yeah, that's that. I shall show you the instructions. We'll go from there and we'll have a look and see. I'll give you a closer look at what we've got here now, I think is the best way of doing things. So, a closer look. That's where my phone footage comes in. So I've got several clips of that. Let me zoom out a bit so I can see what I'm doing with that. I've got several clips that are basically B-roll footage of what's in the box and some made bits for I've completed. So now I've got some bits that are done. Needs a bit of cutting at the beginning. There's a handheld camera shot zooming across some parts of the kit. Certainly don't want to cut between them. So let's try that. I don't think I need to cut any of these down. They're going to be okay. So just having a look at footage, and obviously, as I say, it's put the rotating logo in the corner there. Now, this obviously hasn't got any audio over it, so I'm going to want to create some music to go over there. Now, there's two ways I can do that. I can go to YouTube and find some royalty-free music, but I think I'm going to create some specially. I use the AI tools at my disposal to make some music for this. So we'll go through doing that in a moment. This is just looking at some of the components and parts. That's all fine. Don't need to worry too much about that. I will put a transition before these because it's going to a different scene, different type of thing. I'll put one before this and one after this as well. It's finishing that quite nicely. So let me... I don't think I need to do that. I need to grab that, do that. Add that there. And add that there. What I do need to do is get rid of the audio from this. I need to unlink all of these. Grab just that. Now, if I press delete, it goes all loopy. I have to press backspace just to remove the audio from those. And that can go next to that. Use AI the RAM. Hi everyone, this is Retro. Use all the RAM. Yes, I am using very much RAM. But welcome Retro, how are you doing? Yeah, I'll give you a closer look at what we've got here now, I think is the best way of doing things. Right, so before I transition to that, I want a transition that's going to be sort of zooming in. So let me go back to video transitions again. I want sort of zoom. Box might work. That's very similar to the other one that I was doing. Bushes are just sliding it off. So yeah, box is what I want, I think. So I shall select those two. Box. Oh no, that's not how you do it. You do it from there, and you've got trim to get it fitted in. So that should be. Things. That'll do. That's it. Zooming in from there to a closer view of it. I think is the best way of doing things. But I do need, I need to get rid of that because I haven't trimmed this first part. I need to get rid of that first jittery bit. Wait till it's actually there. Let's get rid of that. I need to make sure I've got all of these selected or it gets confused. Chuck those back up there. And then select those. Chuck the box in. Trim that. Okay. So that's from timecode. Where's the time code on this now? Has it moved? What's top right? Sure. It's on the big one on the left there, 8:59. So that's basically 9 seconds until. Is that a minute? 8:59 is basically 9 minutes in until 10:40. So we've got a minute and a half worth of absolutely nothing happening with it audio wise. Maybe slip in a few subliminal images of, I don't know, fish, says the bobbins. Star wipe 100%, says Red Road. I don't think so. I'm not going to use lots of transitions and wipes and things. Crossfade works for most changes that I do. But I want to make some audio now. So I'm going to leave Resolve sitting there. I'm going to go to what used to be Refusion, but they've now changed it. I think Google bought it out. It's now Flow Music. This is where I've made all of the audio for my intros, the first light, music and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do is make a new song. Is that a new session? Is. So all I need to do is tell it what I want. I'll say I need a short musical interlude for a video. Oh, don't need capitals there. For a video. It doesn't really need to know that, and I've spelled interlude wrong. I am making a Mars rover and have a couple of minutes where the camera is just panning across components. Make an original for this I can't type very well, you may have noticed. Something fitting with space exploration. And space exploration, Mars, NASA, etc. Instrumental. I don't want any lyrics. Right, let's see what it makes of that. I've not tried prompts like that before. So we'll find out. What it does is it decides on the sound. So majestic orchestral sci-fi instrumental, soaring strings, subtle electronic pulse, cosmic wonder, space exploration theme at 85 beats per minute. Now it will create 2 versions and do what I like with them basically. But I shall listen to a bit of both of them. See which one we like. Stellar Ascent is finished. So let's play a Deep Orbit. Let's play Deep Orbit. There we go. It astounds me that I can do this. I think I like the first one best. Oh, I don't know, I like that bit. I've got to like that one. I'm running my 3D printer in my office desk because it's previously packed away. Before that in the basement, and wow, it's loud. My new one is nice. It's not very loud at all. Download, right? Download. MP3 is fine for this. So let's download the MP3 of that. We have it. So I'll just move that window out of the way. I have Stellar Ascent. Let's add that to the media pool. Put it in the master pool. There we go. So now we have Stellar Ascent. Put that down there. And we'll see how it works with the footage. I shall show you the instructions. We'll go from there and have a closer look at what we've got here now. I think is the best way of doing things. Not liking me streaming and doing everything. Actually, I'm going to shut down all the windows that I don't need running. That's not bad, not bad. I'm going to try and get that first bit where the thing kicks in to be where it actually starts. There, that's where that sound form, it's blobby, is where that bit actually needs to kick in. So we'll get that there. What I'll do is to bring the audio in so it comes in over the top of me talking. But very quietly, and then builds up to that just at the end. You can see that slopey bit. The coloured bit is, well, down the bottom is nothing. So it's going to start coming in about there. And then just as I finish talking, it will get loud enough and then be there. I might adjust the overall volume of all of it, but I think that's probably about there. Let's see. We'll go from there and we'll have a look and see. I'll give you a closer look at what we've got here now, I think, is the best way of doing things. Video's taking a few minutes to catch up, but it's not bad. See where the end is as to how it's going to finish off. Looking at stuff, so I could either trim the clip down or bend it in other ways. We'll see what happens. That's a good place to finish it, where that swell sort of comes on. So I'm going to leave that about there. I'm going to bring this back to end there. Go backwards. Come on, get in the right place. Worst again. Finish down over that. How's that sound? Looks at that. That do. Maybe move the whole thing to the left just a touch, so it's not. So that's going to finish a bit better on the scene. Yeah, that sounds like a better ending. The music is really good, says you. Epic music. Yeah, I mean, that's just AI generated it there and then, straight away. There would be nothing like it anywhere else. And it's just cool. I like it. So that was that. And that was using... it does show me... you might not be able to make it out small enough on the screen, but there's a little red line across the bottom of these clips now, showing that they're used. So that's that. Now this is... Oh, I'm going to want more music. This is the instruction manual. I just sort of scanned through it. So what I want to do is cut this into chunks. Of each page. Because at the moment it's just basically scrolling through, stopping at each page, stopping at each page of the instruction manual. So what I want to do is zoom into that. Right, this is where it gets interesting. I think if I press B, that will be a cut. Yeah, A and B are hotkeys for this. If I bring that across, liking it, it's all right. Hang about too far in. Yeah, there we go. Right. So this is all the same thing. So let's trim that back in. There we go. That's the first page. So I want the first page. How long's long enough for a page? I want to basically flip through it. So the first page has got to be longer than the rest, isn't it? If I cut that there, and then find the next page, which is the tools required. There we go. So if I cut that there, and that whole middle bit, I can get rid of. And then when I go to the next bit, I cut that. Is that? Oh wait, that's not what I want. First page. I need to stop at the first page. So I need to cut that there. Yeah, that'll do it. And when I transition to the next page, I want to cut that there. Get rid of that bit. So what I've got there should be just pages. Nothing between them. Yeah, that'll do. So this one, different page again. So if I cut there, cut there, get rid of that bit. Find the move, just go for about the same length. Cut there. Trouble is, it's now the software is playing hard catch up. Because it's trying to do this while I'm trying to stream. As you say, all my RAM is being used up. I can make life a little bit easier by unlinking this and getting rid of the audio. Don't need the audio because I'm going to be doing the music for that as well. I think I've put that there. That transition. I've lost track now. That's another page. Okay. This is the transition. There we go. So there's another page. Oh, this is actually showing me without moving that. That's good, right? There. That was the that transition. That's the transition. So this is the good bit. It's got to be about that long. This will be the transition. Yeah, to the next bit, which has got to be about that long. Then the transition to that bit, got to be about that long. Let's go back and get rid of transition stages, which is that one, that one, that one. Put them down there. So that's what I'm aiming for. So we've got each one lined up like that. Now I'm sure somewhere around here I've got page turn transition. There's got to be a page turn. Is there a search? There's a search. Page curl. There you go. So let me, if I select all of them, because I've cut them down, it didn't ask me about all of that. It just put them in. So I don't want it on the first one. I just want to transition between that to that. And it's not going to do it because it's going to have to load it all in. That, hang about, that's doing the same thing. I don't want it to curl to itself. Is that what it's doing? I've got two the same. Did I stuff up on the cut already? What have we got here? We've got the first one. That turn into itself and then go into a new one. Right, well that's rubbish. We'll get rid of that. That. Grab all of that. Move that along to there. Come on. Move. Close that. Close gap. Insert gap. No. Bit off. Should be able to grab that and move it. There we go. And select that. Put that in there. There we go. So that should be it. That looks quite cool. So you've got the first page and then that second one peels over the top of it. Right. So we've got all of those to put in. And basically the music's going to have to cover all the rest of that. So how much music did we use? How much have I got left? Because that's going to happen quite quick. All of that. Oh, I've messed up my timing of my things at the end. I've got, most of my stuff's gone because I put that over the top of it. That's annoying. I should have to sort out what it's done with that. It's deleted my titles. Right, that's the end of the first instruction book. That's okay. Let's get all of this done. I need to see how long each of those was again. I don't need that there because if I'm using the cut tool, that'll tell me that is this. So that's this first bit. I've got that. So I need to find the move, cut, and the stationary bit, cut, and then the move, cut, stationary bit, cut, then the move, cut, cut. Right. So that's a move. So let's get rid of that, 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 and that. Good. That's that so far. Do the same thing again. So that was a cut. So this is going to be the stationary bit, because that was the last one of those that I've got. So I'm going to do the stationary bit. Move. Computer catch up. It looks the same, but it's not. Hang about. Cut. Cut. This is a stationary bit to there. This is going to be the move. It is to there. Stationary bit's about that long. Moves about there. About that long. Move. So I could have done this just by grabbing stills. But it was easier to do this. Or at least I thought it was. Get rid of that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Double check. That's a move. Yeah, it's good. I would say we're nearly there, but I don't think we are. So that was a stationary bit to there. It moves, stationary, moves, stationary, moves, stationary, moves. Go backwards. That bit. I think I went backwards because it wasn't enough on screen, but it was on screen enough. That's all right. That's a move. Stationary. That's a move. Stationary. Move. Stationary. Back to A. Get rid of the moves. Yep. That one. Yeah, and the last final stretch now. That was that. So let's get the blade back up. We've got move to there. Stationary. Move to there. Move to there. Hang about. It's the move. So this is a stationary bit. Move. Stationary. Move. Move. Stationary. So that's a move, I believe. Yep. That. And one more chunk of these to do. Maybe two. That was a stationary bit. So that's a move to there. I'm a bit confused now. That's the move. That one. And there seems to be a jump. Sure about that. Let's sort this out. That's a stationary one. That's a move. Let's get rid of that. and that. Got that one. And there's that one. I missed a break there. That's another move. And that's stationary. Yeah, there we go. Got that. That. No, that's the end. All right. Not got there yet. Can't get rid of that yet. That is the end there. Right. So, final push. That's what I've got. And that's a move. Stationary. Move. Stationary. Oh, it's kind of jumping back because that's on a thing. So let me tidy that up. Let's get rid of, put that back there. So it's not trying to jump on what I'm doing. Right. So we've got stationary. We've got a move. And we've got the stationary bit. And then the move. Stationary bit. Then the move. And this is the bit that I stuffed up completely, as I will show you when we get there. Get rid of these. This make sure. I think I might just delete the wrong bit. Let's check again. This is stationary, and that's the move, right? Rid of that then. Then that, 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 and this should be a move. Yeah. Okay, that's a move. This is that, and that, and that. And that should be stationary. Yeah. Good. Can I? So that, yeah, I thought I could close gaps, but apparently that's not a thing anymore. That's there. That, that, that. Doesn't seem to be a quick way of doing this anymore. Grab them all. Don't know. At least it clicks to place. Let's just get them all in place. Then I can put that page turn on all of them. And then make sure the music covers all of it. I can tweak the intro of the end of that. Get that to cover all of them if need be. Not sure why that one's gone green. Not sure if that is going to be a page turn there. No, it's some reason just there. Riffle delete. Is that what I want to do? I'll select all of that then. Hang about. It is shift. No, it's control. No. That's stuffing up my initial thing up there as well. So let's not do that. Let's just do it manually. It's messing up my top line, which you don't really need at the moment anyway, but that's not the point. How is everybody? Is anyone still here? Have I bored you all to sleep? Apparently I have no concurrent viewers. although it is apparently still going out. Just check. It's still live apparently. So, oh no, there you go. It's just refreshed and said there's still 4 of you watching. Yeah, have I bored you all completely to absolute boredom, or are you still with me? How is the stream? Is it something you would watch again next week, or not? Because obviously the streaming software is making the editing process a little bit slower. So if I don't stream it, I can actually get it done a bit quicker. But equally, content in it. So let me select all of those. Didn't select. That did. Add those in there. Still here, still here. You're still streaming. Here. I'm watching, but you've lost me. Not really, says Mark. Not really what? Not really interested or still there or bothered? Right, let's see this audio. Yeah, it's not quite long enough, but it probably is if I count the intro bit. I had the intro bit swelling up there. I can make these a bit quicker because that, as it is, might well be a bit boring for that long. So what I can do is change the speed of those. Make that double. Is that done all of it? What's that done? Is that just done one clip? Let me see what I can do here. Can I? Let me get rid of. It's just the last bit that's done that. So can I do it quickly? Is there a quick button? Render in place, reset. Yeah, what I can do is make that. I don't want that transition at the end. Let's get rid of that. It's better than Diamond Art, says Stefan. Right, so let's check this out. Make sure this is what I want. Yeah, that doesn't need to be that long. The last bit can finish there. Certainly educational. Wouldn't want to see it every week, but I am enjoying it to the point. So that's all I'm really interested in. Let me, yeah, it's not the sort of thing I would want to do every week, but where Katie's not about, I might do it next week as well. But that's going to be flicking through the pages like that. So what I do want to do really is ramp up the speed a bit. Because that will mean it will finish on time. See where I want it to finish. If I want the music to start there, go from there, and we'll have a look and see. I'll give you a closer look at what we've got here now, I think is the best way of doing things. That's a good cut for it to start on. So we've got all of that happening to there. need the transition between those two, just as a fade. No, I want a special transition for that. But that's not what I want to do. What I need to do is to grab all of these. And I can make that a new compound clip, which is pages. So that makes that one video now with the transitions in place. So then I can make that a bit quicker. I can change the speed on that. Not that. Speed it on that. There we go. Then on that, I can transit. I want to do that. I want to do the special transition to the pages. Oh, your crown, Joe, says Mark. Mark's stolen it. Disappointing lack of squabbling. Yeah, there we go. So we're getting that. I think I missed the transition there, but not that back. Yes, I am. I'm not happy with that. So let's undo that. Find where I missed it. Either I missed it or something else, something went wrong there, I think. That page curl is not in the right place. So let's have a scan through that. That's page curl, page curl, page curl, page curl, page curl. They all look like they're in the right places now. That do. So let's go back out again. Select them all once more. Make that the compound clip. It's gone again. What's that? Oh, your crown. Oh, right. Gone again. I have to see what I can do about it. Yeah, there you go. So if Gemma's got her crown back, all done. Right. I need a transition to go to. Why is that not? What's it only giving me one now? Oh, because I've got pages. In. Let me. I went boxes to go into that, didn't I? So it's only fair to use a box to go back out of that. Yeah, that's good. That will then flick through all of these instruction pages for the first book. Let's have got longer again. Move that back. No, that's in the right place, is it? I might not have shortened it down. I didn't shorten it down enough. Let's shorten that down a bit. Other than that, speed it up a touch more. Making sure. Twice the speed. Not 160, no. Call it 120. 50 shorter and 110. That's strange. That's not getting that longer again. That's cutting it down. All right. Okay. 100 speed. 120. No, it's the wrong thing. That I need to change. Not that much. About there. Yeah, that'll do it. Not sure how the audio finishes. I think it finishes earlier than that. Yeah, it sort of fades out there. So that should be a little bit shorter than that. Video. Where's my speed thing again? There we go. 117. I need this to be a bit quicker than that. So let's go 118. More than that. Let's go 120. 125. That's better. That's going to end there. Mark has bought his crown back. Oops, he says. Thank you very much, Mark. I know you like your crowns, but the stickers are very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Right. So that is the instruction manual in. If I then go back to the media pool, I've got the first of the build. Let's get rid of that transition. Put it back on there. Box again. Yeah, the box wipe will. No, that's different. That's not what I did. That one. Right. So that with the page turns. Okay, we're starting with the cooling fins at the back. They fit onto this piece. Now, to get these off of here, the black parts that are like hatch marked are attachment points, basically nubs. You can cut them off. So we'll get some video doing. They'll probably snap off mostly as well. So I like to cut them just to make sure I'm getting the right piece. There you go. One of them snapped off already. So that leaves us there like that. What I will do is bring out a little file just to get rid of the rough bits from the edge there. But first of all, we need that. And then from the B boards, so there are two B boards which are identical. They don't look identical like that because one of them flipped over. So there you go. Two that match up perfectly. Because all of these are duplicated. Most of these are the wheel bogies, but also these pieces which we are using now. So I need to get off all of these. My logo is going to finish now because timeline's come to an end. Them in place. I shall get all the parts ready and I'll show you attaching at least the first part. But most of it fits in much the same way. So I'll show you a bit of it, but not, I'm not going to be showing absolutely everything. That's right. This is all just building the first part. I will show you my error before we get much further in. I need to put some extra. Actually, no. Let me do it all in the right order. Let me get rid of those because I've lost the first bit anyway. So I'll have to grab them back again. put them in. I won't worry about the top bit either. I can just stretch that across. Well, I can't stretch it across. What I need to do is copy that and basically paste in another version of it along the top there. But I've made it so that they go seamlessly between the two. So that is that. So my normal editing style, when I film these things, I try and film them in order and so it fits. So what I normally have to do is very little. So you can see how it looks. I'll get my file and show you how that looks. Right. So here is a small file which is just enough. Why has that done another box thing? I didn't want a box thing on that. Is that automatically put one in because I put that next to it? It's very annoying. Get rid of that. Yeah, so basically my normal form of editing is my file and show you how that looks. Right. So here is to do that. What I normally then do is just put in the cross dissolve across there and show you how that looks. Right. So here is a small file which is just enough. It's fine, I don't need that. So let's get rid of that. It makes it look nicer if you've got some edges. Trim that down a little bit. Makes it feel nicer as well. And show you how that looks. Right. So here is a small file which is just enough. Probably don't need to worry about doing this bit, but so that will nicer if you've got some be me filing that bit, filing that bit, and then the next clip. So this with all the bits done. Trim out the little bit of dead air that I have front and back, and then put in a cross dissolve, which is all you need. Soldering in action. So I just prefer the cross dissolve to having a straight cut. The white or silver. It's showing the white piece as being on the outside, and the first piece we're fitting in is one of these. Now these are non-functional pieces; these are decorative, so it doesn't actually matter. So it's a good place to start. Now the way this works, it goes in for a little tab. Got to explain how it all works. But to hold it in place properly, you need to solder it. There are two silver. So that's a longer clip where I'm getting the first bit soldered in. I don't think the heat's working on that part. And then the next bit is with it done. So there is an intermediate stage to that, which I recorded on my glasses, not on the phone. So that will be, it was just that bit. Oh no, that was the end of that bit. I'm sure I did more than that. Let me double check. Photos. No, that's all there is. Some of this didn't. Oh no, there we go. What's that? Some of these things didn't like being downloaded. I don't know why. See what we've got here. That's not it. So no. I will need to download that anyway, but not the bit that I was looking for. So I don't have anything quite from there. Let me just put that in the right location. Worry about that. Right. So, what's this? This was with that completed. So that's okay. That is the next bit. Is that completed? We've got a whole nother chunk there. What was that bit? I don't think I'll bother with that, because what I was planning on doing was having that, but zooming in, as this is a my eye view. But unfortunately, the glasses film in dodgy portrait mode. So I'd have to zoom in on that bit down the bottom there. And it wouldn't work as well because the resolution's not as good as it should be. So that is that. Let's what was that bit? That's all the surround bit done. So let's get as far as that. Just dropping all of these in place for now. I think is that, yeah. Right, so that's that, and then I've got the beauty shot of that done there. So zoom in on that. Got my crossfade there. Another one there. If I select that, then that shows me when I come to the next clip, because it won't be red anymore. It's there. And see, I've not got a crossfade there. So let's trim those both down a bit. Move that across. Put in my crossfade. Select that. Move along. Trim that down a bit. That down a bit. Put in my crossfade. Select that one. Move it along. Trim that down. And that down. Yeah, that's good. Crossfade that. That down and that down. Crossfade that. And this video is now currently running at 22 minutes long. But the first bits are always longer than subsequent parts because you do need to explain what you're doing, have a look at the kit, that sort of thing. So that's that. And then we've got this bit. So I don't want a crossfade for this. This is going to be a fancy transition. But nothing too fancy. I don't want to do anything crazy. Because I'm just going from looking at it in my hands, looking at it from the camera, close up, better view. So maybe, where's this different box white? Nearly dropped it. Load up properly. I don't like that. Don't like that. No need for that. Let me just do a push across, or a slide across. I think a push. Let's push it from one to the other. Push this clip across. If I did nearly drop it, then that's going to need audio over the top of that. But luckily, we've got audio because I've still got stellar ascent, which I can just clip a bit of to put over that. So let's first of all unlink that, get rid of any audio that may have been left over from recording. There'll be the occasional little bit of background We'll put Stellar Ascent back down there. We'll just pick the top refrain bit. Pick a bit of the waveform that looks about right. It's going to be about there, I think. Let's try that. Drop it. That's where I want to clip. So let's cut that there. Get rid of that bit. Figure out, I could have clipped it, I could have cut it, but I'm going to cut that back. That needs to end about there. Don't want that transition on the end there. Right, keeps putting transitions on the end now for me. Get rid of that. The next piece of footage is where things start to go wrong. And I shall show you why things start to go wrong. Let's check that first. Okay, now we start with the proper. Right, so that needs to go on there and fade down. And it's what they call an L cut, where the audio continues into the next scene. If it goes the other way, it becomes a J cut because it looks like a J or an L. Quite clever stuff. I like it. I'm using proper filmmaking techniques here. How's that start sound? Even if I did nearly drop it. Quite right. I think that's coming a bit there, not quite so loud. Balanced out a little bit. I quite like it, even if I did nearly drop it. That do. Nice refrain from the music to remind people that it's there. Okay, now we start with the... Not quite right, though. That fades off a bit too quickly. Okay, so does that. Don't mind a little bit of music over the top of me starting to talk as it fades away. I think it's better. Okay, now we start with the proper. That's better. A bit more like that though. But pretty much there. Okay, now we start with the proper electronic stuff. This is the... Right, this is where things go wrong. And I'm going to put a little note on saying that things are going wrong because I don't like hiding things in my videos. If I make mistakes, I'm happy to tell people that I've made mistakes. What I basically did... Pins. First of all, we're starting with the pins. This bit I did all right. Are the ones for this is all fine. Servos. They go onto there. Servo 1, 2, and 3. All the servo stuff is lovely. I have to do the other board for, so I'm going to do that after I've finished. No trouble at all with servo stuff. Goes through there like that. Let me come back out and see. This is soldering that in place. So that's all good. This is where it all goes wrong. Although it doesn't go visibly wrong. Not for a little while. There. And then one going sideways there as well. So let's try that again. And next up, we have the capacitors. Oh no, the capacitors are okay as well. Capacitors do matter as to polarity. We have the long trim that to put that through onto the white bit. It is marked positive, and capacitors are good. That goes through there like that, and through. What is next? What's the to do? Oh, the jumpers are okay as well. Stage 7. of these little connectors to attach. Again,
they're okay as well. Put that in there. Did I put that in there?
I did have to reverse them because the motors were going backwards for some reason. Hopefully that was just a fault.
Stop that playing a minute. I did put a crossfade on there, right. Jumper's good. It's the LEDs and other accoutrement that I stuffed up on big time.
And finally for this part, LEDs. We've got red, so 3 red, 1 yellow, and 2 green to insert. Again,
and these
longer leg
I put on the wrong side of the board.
The circular hole. So that goes through there where it says red. Like that, next to where we put the pit jumpers. Again, bend the
So I'm going to put a title over the top here that says that I stuffed up. So what I need is, again, in effects. Not in effects, is it? It's in. I don't know what index is. Not in the sound library. It must be in effects. Transitions. Oh, there we go. Titles. Titles are when you want to put text on top of something. So we have Fusion titles. These are all animated. There we go. I want an animated title to warn people that I'm making things go hideously wrong. So let's see. What have we got? It's not loading up any of these. Slide in word highlight statement. These are subtitles. So yeah, rotate. No, statement is probably what I want. So let's put a statement up there. And we shall put in subtitle will be major error.
And finally for this part,
incoming.
We've got red. So 3 red, 1 yellow, and 2 green to insert. Again, the
putting in things because I didn't want to do that. Right, let's delete everything that I've changed. Right, let's try that again. Let's put the statement on there. Somehow I need to edit this, but that's not what I was trying to do. Should be on there. Should be able to just change that, but on words. Oh, right. This is the AI version. The extra. Yeah, subtitles are different. They are part of the paid version of Davinci, which I don't have. I keep thinking it might be worth picking up at some point, but not at the moment. Maybe at some point when I get back into it, I'll do that. But for now, we'll just use normal titles. Oh, a bit tired now. It's been a while. Some of these are animated, so they're okay. I want something that's going to draw attention to the fact that I've stuffed up. Without it being. That's the one that I've got for my end credits, so I can't use that. Don't want that. That might work. Scale up. Let's drag that across and see. Yeah, that lets me then write things on there. So I can move it as well. So I'm going to put major error incoming. Incoming, apparently. Major error incoming. Big G, I think, is because I caught it in the middle of a typey thing. Let's see what that looks like.
LEDs. We've got red, 3 red, 1 yellow, and 2 green to insert. Again, the longer leg is positive, which goes through the circular hole. So that goes through there where it says red.
Yep, that would do. That would tell me. That tells people that there's a major error incoming.
Again, bend the legs out.
And I will
is positive, which goes through the circular hole.
add another one of those.
So that goes through there where it says red.
Copy that.
Like that.
Paste that with the explanation, which is going to be all of these should be on the other side of this board. I don't know how that's going to work. I'm going to have to make that last longer because it's got quite a lot to read.
And finally, for this part, LEDs. We've got red, 3 red, 1 yellow, and 2 green to insert. Again, the longer leg is positive, which goes through the circular
Right, let's move that first. Put that. Just by grabbing that, you can move that. Put it right in the middle, front and center. Spot the mistake. You won't notice the mistake until later on, which I'm not going to get to tonight. But I haven't been able to fix it yet.
And finally, for this part, LEDs. We've got red, 3 red, 1 yellow, and 2 green.
There we go. Major error incoming. Left a little bit to center that. Put it there so you can definitely tell that's that. And that can stay down the bottom.
Again, bend the legs out.
All of these should be on the other side of this. That definitely needs to be longer than that. Maybe smaller font, but definitely spelt right. That needs to say other. We'll blame Mark's as Gemma. Yeah, it probably was Mark's fault. All of these should be on the other side of this board. I don't know that that's going to work. I think I need to make the font smaller so it fits. There we go. Get that more central. I have broad shoulders, says Mark. Yes.
Like that, next to where we put the pit jumpers. Again, bend the legs out. That will be that. Let's get that soldered in place.
Right, I'm nearly there. I need to make that a little bit smaller so that fits on there a bit better. Not quite that small. That's about central, eyeballing that. I've just noticed I can change things, so let me change the background color of that. So let's make that red. Make that bright red to say major error incoming.
And finally, for this part, LEDs. We've got red, 3 red, 1 yellow, and 2 green to
Move
insert.
that down a bit more.
The longer leg is positive, which goes through.
Go on, stop. Go back to there so I can see you. Put that there, right in the middle, so nobody can get that wrong. I'll make that bigger. Right. So there we have that.
For this part, LEDs. We've got red, so 3 red, 1 yellow, and 2 green to insert. Again, the longer leg is positive, which goes through the circular hole. So that goes through there where it says red, like that, next to where we put the pit jumpers.
Maybe that should come in a
Again,
little
bend
bit
the legs
sooner
out.
than that, I think.
That will be that. Let's get that soldered in place.
Don't know why that's taking so long to write, because the video is still playing okay. I'm hoping it's just taking it a long time for it to render in. We'll see. I don't know if I can solve this problem as yet. So that's what I've been working on since I made the mistake. Still got more videos after the fact. The speaker was okay. That's on the right place. The button and the switches were also in the wrong place. What's that? Yeah, the button and the switch are in the wrong side as well. And I did try to remove the LEDs and managed to destroy 2 of them. I have got some spares, so that's not terrible. But the push button I also destroyed, trying to remove it. But I have a spare one of those as well. I thought I'll leave the main switch because that doesn't need to be done. But I'm do need to do it because there's another board that goes over the top of it that gets in the way. So I need to remove them properly. I have a desoldering tool somewhere. Don't know where it is. I looked for it today, couldn't find it. So I've ordered another one. They're very cheap. So I'm hoping that in the intervening week, I can desolder the LEDs and the switches and everything that I did wrong and resolder it on the correct side. And I'm hoping that I haven't completely destroyed the board by doing it wrong. This is possible. I don't know. These boards have got circuitry inside them. And this is the main board for everything. So it does have a big circuit inside it, but in trying to remove parts, I may have knackered. It's entirely possible. What's this? Oh, that was me looking to see where the next stage of the instructions were. It's entirely possible that I've completely wrecked this thing. I don't know. I hope not, but there is a chance. If I have, is this just the instruction manual part 2? Oh, that's instruction manual part 1. If I have, then I don't know exactly what I'm going to do about it. I do have the other rover, so I might be able to. I think the main board on the other rover is the problem with why it wasn't working properly. So I can't really just sort that out and hope it to be okay. I don't know. When I can desolder it and resolder them back on, I'll have to carry on and hope for the best. But that's all I can really do. But that is all of the footage that I've got tonight. So that was a couple of hours of something a little bit different. I will save this project. Well, it saves itself. Let me play the last bit of it. Did I just... I'm not going to play all of that. That's the bit where I found out there was a problem. So let's have a look at the last chunk. I'll go back to that screen again.
It should be mere moments for you, but for me, it might be an hour of swearing. So
this is where I found out that there was a problem. Let me go back and show you me finding out that there's a problem.
The switch. Switch them back around. Now I know the switch is working, and indeed the button's working. I've got to put them back on the other side. So I shall do that, and then we'll have a look at it, and then we get to put together.
Oh, that was me finding out the problem, but not really. Let's go from there. Sure. I've got a multi-measure out to test everything.
Over that side, which it is. Good. So at least they work. Else until which isn't for a little while yet. But for now, that's that. Okay, I have become aware of an error.
There we go.
Mainly mine. Well, completely mine. I've done half of it wrong. The sockets are all correct. The LEDs.
Right. Let me add another title there. I need to add that same one again. I think. What was that? I can't remember what it was called. So let me just grab it and copy it. So this is me finding out that I have stuffed up.
Okay, I have become aware of an error.
So let's change that to explain what's happening. Finally, penny drops. Right.
Okay, I have become aware of an error. Mainly mine. Well, completely mine. I've done half of it wrong. The LEDs, the sockets are all correct, but the LEDs, and indeed the switch and the button, needs to be on the other side. So I have to unsolder these, switch them around to the other side, and resolder them in place again. It's a pain, but it's just the way it goes. Sometimes these things happen. I should have not been paying attention where it said red and actually looking for the little picture of an LED on it. So this is going to be somewhat tricky, but possible.
It really is somewhat tricky.
Just need to heat
it's
it
more
up.
tricky than I imagined it was going to be.
Pieces. The trouble with this is going to be remembering which way the LEDs are polarized. Now, there is an easy way of finding out. LEDs do in fact
Sunday squabbles missed. Yes, I can understand that you're missing Sunday squabbles.
You can just about
but
see.
There is no Katie, so I can't squabble on my own, can I? That won't work.
On the left side, as you're looking there, it's flat, which should be the negative side. And indeed, that is the negative side on there. So I'm not going to bother filming all this because there may be swearing involved.
There was swearing.
I don't want to do that to you. So I'm going to desolder all of these LEDs and the switch. Switch them back around. Now I know the switch is working, and indeed the button's working. I've got to put them back on the other side. So I shall do that, and then we'll have a look at it, and then we get to put together the other part that we've got. This is how I found out that it's wrong, because there's a big picture of it. I'll put it up here now, showing the look. I'll show you now. Look, big picture of it, how it should look, and everything's on the opposite sides. So yeah, I shall. It doesn't look like that. It looks more like that, but not like that. I'll do that, and then we'll attach this wherever that needs to go. It's around there somewhere.
I haven't done that bit yet.
Like that. On there, like that. So, it should be mere moments for you, but for me, it might be an hour of swearing. So, wish me luck, and I'll see you in just a sec. Okay, it's been a while. There was much swearing and much failure, in fact, as well. Right, I have moved 2 LEDs and the switch, the push button switch. I tried to move the others, but they were just failing. I actually broke both of those LEDs, let them out, and indeed the green one. I did have replacements for the red ones, but not for the green one. I've got a larger green one, which I'm hoping is going to be okay, but we'll find out. If not,
I might have to put a different colour one in there because I
because I
don't
was
know
having
what
so
the
much
larger
trouble,
one's
I
going to be.
decided not to bother moving the
Need different
switch,
power drain.
which does mean that the switch is going to be sort of underneath, but it's still accessible from the outside, so I'm not worried about that. The push button is now on the top, which is where it needs to be, so that is okay.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
It means
but
some of the operating lights underneath should still be able to see that they're lit up
yeah,
anyway, so I'm not too concerned at the front there. I'm not concerned.
so
What
that
concerns me a
is
little
that.
bit more is that I managed to break my soldering
It's
iron
what,
tip.
38 minutes of video. I do have a couple of other things I want to do to it. What I would want to do before I go,
So I'm
because I
going to
know I'll
desolder
forget
all of
if I
these
don't do it now,
LEDs.
is the page turns. I want to add some sound effects to. Sound effects is not something I normally add to my videos, but I want to make this one as professional as I can while I'm doing it. I have to go, says Stefan. Good night. Yep, see you next time. I shall be here Tuesday, playing something much more fun than this. So I'll see you then. Right, I'm going to go to the sound library. See if there is a page turn sound effect. Book pages turning flutter, turning quickly. That might be what I want. Large book page, large heavy book with pages. I don't know how these work, so let's play it and see. Quite quiet, but I can turn it up. That's probably my best bet. So let's see if I can grab that. Can I trap that? How does this work? I don't know how this works. As I say, I'm not normally playing with audio like this. But let's try that. If I put, oh, there we go. It goes down there. You might not be able to hear it at all over the music. But that's my intention. I'm going to put those in. Where does it start? Starts there. So I reckon I can get first bit of that as a page turn. Yeah, there we go. That works as a page turn. I'm happy with that. I'm going to put lots of those in, basically at every page turn. What I'll do is turn the music down for now, just to see if I can get it working. But it's not going to like it because of all the audio and stuff. How about oh damn as a sound effect? Yeah, I could probably do that as well, but not sure about that. I don't like that. That wasn't quite what I was hoping for. Is there multiples of this? Oh no, it's just giving it stars. I don't know what the stars mean. Right. That's what I think of what I need. Try that. Not dropping it down there. There it is. Okay, let's. It's going to be subtle. Because it's going to be music over the top anyway. But I'd like the idea of it. So I'm going to put that in. Actually, what we can mix it up a bit. That one as well. Down. What's that one? I'm putting lots of them. Through bit, and then another couple of them. Just to make it doesn't have to line up. That one. I'm going to go over the top of my other thing. Okay. Copy that. Put that down there. There we go. And then some of the short ones again. I reckon that'll do it. That just adds the little ambience of it flicking through pages. I think I've gone to a Fairlight. I don't want to play around in Fairlight. I know it is audio that I'm messing with, but I'm not really messing with it in a big serious way. Yeah, that just adds a little bit of substance. Yeah, I like that. So we've got that. Then we've got the audio sting coming in for the look at the finished bit before everything fell apart. We've got that there as well. So I'm happy with how that is. I'm going to put these on there. I don't know how long the video is going to be, if I want to do it as a couple of parts or not. I'm not going to finish it there. I need to at least finish off where the thing is. It might be about the same again, which make it about an hour long, which is a long time for a video, but not for a long form making video of an entire thing. So I'll see. I have to decide once I finish building it, see exactly what happens. But for now, that's an evening. That's a night. I've done that. I'm happy to have done it. I'm happy to have streamed it. Hopefully you've somewhat enjoyed watching it. If not, do let me know. But I intend to do the same thing again next Sunday night because there's still no Katie. So I'd rather stream something. And hopefully I'll have got this built by then. So we'll see. My desoldering tool should be coming tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow night, where I'm not streaming, I'll be able to solve that, possibly film a little bit more. And then throughout the week and indeed next weekend, I should get it finished. And then next Sunday, oh, sound. Yeah, not. Next week, I should be able to finish this video, hopefully. If the streaming software interferes with the editing, then I might not get it finished on stream, but we'll see. What I do want to do next week, assuming it all works again, is make up the thumbnail. So I'll do that as well. If I've got the video finished, or the filming finished, then I'll make up the video thumbnail first thing next week, and we'll go from there. But for now, thank you very much for joining me. Join me on Tuesday for some Crimson Desert, something a little bit more fun. Wednesday at the bench, not doing editing though. I'm being at the bench doing some more Metal Earth. I shall find a Metal Earth kit to at least start on. Then Thursday, BR time, back from more Star Trek Infection. Then Friday, I'll be at the bench building without the video, or making the video rather than streaming. Saturday, I believe Jeff is not around, so me and Dan will be doing some power washing. And then next Sunday, bench only, back at the editing bench. We shall see how it all works. If the video is successful or not, or anything, we'll see how it goes. It's had 72 views already, so people have obviously popped in, don't like it, and buggered off again.
but we'll see what happens. Enjoy yourselves. Night all. Take care, says Gemma. Night. Mark says night everyone. He says E7, but I think he meant everyone. Stefan's already gone. The Bobbins is probably asleep as well. So thanks all for watching. Stay safe, and I shall see you for more in the week. Bye bye for now.